On today's podcast, we're going to talk about scoring more goals and how we can do that. On our last podcast episode, we were speaking with KDR, Kristen Della Rovere, recent 56 overall draft pick to PWHL Ottawa in the Professional Women's Hockey League. Kristen scored a lot of goals in her minor hockey and college career, and hopefully she continues to do so in her pro career. In our podcast episode, she talked about how scoring goals is fun, and I agreed. I scored a lot of goals too in my college and pro career, but none of them were quite as pretty as the ones KDR scores. All that said, today I'd like to go through 9 secrets I have for scoring more goals. Okay, they're all little things, habits you can do, things you can do in practice, things you can do at home that are going to help you score a couple more goals this season, which is going to help your team score or win a couple more games this season. Right? A lot of it is mindset. A lot is what you physically do on the ice. So let's get rolling into the 9 secrets of scoring more goals. Number 1, this is the one that's hard for me as a coach. Get your stick on the ice. There's nothing worse than a pass coming from low to high into the slot, and the player who's in the high slot has her stick up like she's kayaking down the river. Get your stick on the ice and be shot ready. You've got to be ready to receive the puck and be a goal scorer anytime you're from the blue line down. You can't be standing there with your stick in the air, right? This is so critical, especially when you're in front of the net creating traffic. Don't stand there with your stick in the air. That's what the defensemen want you to do. Get it on the ice, be ready to tip, be in that tripod position with the stick out in front of you. Okay? There's nothing worse than missing a couple easy tap-ins, a couple easy tip opportunities because the players don't have their stick on the ice. Number 2, finish every single puck. In practice, after you take a shot, wherever that puck goes, go get it and put it in the back of the net. Yes, I realize the goalie is going to be squared up to the next shooter. She's going to get angry at you. It's a bit annoying. It is a habit. It's something you've got to do. Do it quickly. Don't take your sweet time getting that puck and putting it in the back of the net. But if it's sitting there for a rebound, put it in. If it goes a little bit to one side or the other, grab it, tuck it in the net. Yes, it's annoying sometimes for the goalies, but it's going to have your team score more goals, which I think your goalies are going to appreciate in the long run. Number 3, this one's near and dear to my heart because this is how I made my whole pro hockey career. Be willing to pay the price. You've got to be willing to go to the net hard, get slashed, get hooked, right? Fall over, whatever it takes to get your stick on that puck and put it in front of the net or put it in the back of the net. Games are won and lost in the battles in front of the net, especially in the female game, right? I'm not saying I want you to snow the goalie and hack her blocker every single time, but you got to be willing to go to the net. You also got to be willing to go to the net to screen the goalie. I tell players, be a leaky goalie, right? Go in there, pretend you're trying to save it, and then just let that puck through, right? We can talk on a future podcast about more advanced screening techniques and how you switch the screen out. But for the most part, go to the edge of the blue ice, pretend you're the goalie, but instead of saving it, let that puck go through. You might not score the goal, but you might be one of the players who helps on an unofficial assist by screening the goalie and making it hard for her to make the save. Number 4, this one kills me too. You got to shoot like you mean it. Don't try to feather it into the top corner of the net. Just place it there so gently, right? We're not trying to pass it to the goalie. We're trying to put it right past her. I like to tell my players, try to shoot the puck like you're shooting it through the back mesh, right? That means you've got to have a strong stick. You've got to have a strong bottom hand. Lock out that bottom elbow. Lock that blade and let her rip. Number 5, show your blade. Whenever you're in from the blue line down and you've got possession of the puck or your team has possession of the puck, you've got to show them your blade so that they can make the best possible pass to you. Ideally, show them your forehand, right? So you need to move yourself into a position where the passer can see your forehand and your blade is perpendicular to the direction that the pass would be coming from. So don't show them the tip of your blade. Show them as much of your tape as you possibly can. That way it's easier for you to receive, easier for you to get a shot off quickly. Okay? Please show your forehand as much as possible, whenever possible. I understand you got to be able to shoot a backhand. Absolutely, that's a key scoring shot in all levels of hockey. But in an ideal situation, show your forehand. If you need to adjust to backhand, not a problem. If it's a high traffic situation and all that's available is backhand, not a problem. But in an ideal scenario, you want forehand, and you can always pull it from forehand to backhand and go bar down if you want to. Number 6, be patient. Obviously, when you're in a key scoring area, you want to take that shot. But remember, goalies can make the save if there's no traffic. They're used to that. They practice that a lot in their careers. So if you're driving wide, don't shoot it into the Care Bear stare and just throw it at the goalie's stomach if there's no one going to the net and there's no one coming with you. Be patient, right? Delay. Carry it behind the net. Wait till you have someone going to the net to drive for a rebound. Okay? If you are shooting for a rebound, it's got to be low towards the pads. You're trying to hit far pad or even shoot for the 5-hole. I like shooting for the 5-hole because you'll probably hit a pad if you miss either way, and you might get lucky and it goes straight through the 5-hole if they don't have their stick ready. Number 7, have a sense of urgency. I know, I just told you number 6 to be patient. But when you're in tight and you get that puck in that low slot area or even that high slot area, you've got to let it rip. You don't have a lot of time. There's going to be defenders there, and you want to catch the goalie while she's still moving, right? So if it's an east-west pass or a north-south pass and that goalie's moving their feet, we want to let that puck go before they have time to get set. That means you need to get your body and stick in a position where you can shoot that puck quickly. That's called being shot ready. You've got to preload your body, preload that stick, so that as soon as it comes to you, you can get over the top of it, shoot it as hard as you can through the mesh in the back of the net. Number 8, get your head up. Okay? I talk about this with my U9 players all the time. You've got to shoot it where the goalie isn't. You can't do that if you're not looking. But once you're good enough to pick your spots with your head up, you actually want to start to use your eyes to be deceptive. Right? There's 3 things we can use to be deceptive in hockey. We can use our hands, our feet, and our eyes. And I think the eyes are the ones we don't use enough and would absolutely help all of us score more goals. So I'll give you an example. Right? Look at the spot you want to shoot at and then pass it off to the back door to your teammate. Or look at the person you're going to pass to, make the goalie think you're going to put that pass across, and then shoot it off the far post and in. Those are really advanced skills. You've got to have a lot of confidence in your puck handling ability and your shooting ability, but that's where we want to get to in the female game. There's not enough deceptive shooting or deceptive plays around the net in the female game, and that's something we need to change. So be puck ready, be shot ready, and use your hands, feet, and eyes to add to the deception in the game. Last but not least, number 9, believe it. Everybody is a goal scorer from the blue line in. Goal scoring is a mindset. I truly believe this. This is why I used to put pucks back in the net whenever we'd get rebounds in practice and the goalies would get mad at me, right? I had a mindset that I was a goal scorer and I acted like that. Remember, they don't all have to be pretty. They just need to go in, right? When you score a goal, there's no video on the game sheet next to your goal showing everyone how pretty it was. It's a goal. A goal is a goal is a goal. It can go off your butt and in, and it still counts, right? So you've got to believe you're a goal scorer. If you want to be a beautiful goal scorer like KDR or an ugly goal scorer like me, both of us believe that we're going to put that puck in the net every time we go on the ice. So when you start to think that you're a goal scorer, you start to act like one, and then all of a sudden, you start to be one. I read this great idea in a mental training book I was reading for hockey back when I was in high school, which said to score goals on your fireplace as many times as you can every day. I know that not everybody has a fireplace, but if you walk past a certain doorway or past your oven or your dishwasher or your fireplace every day and you pretended to score goals and visualize scoring a goal into that every single time you walk past, you might get 15, 20 goal scoring repetitions of visualization every single day. That's going to help us score more goals as well, right? You've got to see it, believe it, practice it, make those goalies a little bit mad in practice by finishing those rebounds. All these habits add up over time, right? I'm not talking about necessarily shooting in a certain place. We're talking about having your stick on the ice, paying the price, believing you're a goal scorer. So those are 9 secrets that can help you score more goals this season. I hope you try them out. I hope you share this podcast with teammates, friends, coaches, other parents who want their teams to score more goals this season. So keep working hard, dreaming big, scoring more goals.